I have a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old who are prone to whining when they feel like something is unfair. What are some strategies to decrease whining?
And from dealing with whiny kids to motivating your kids if they don't like to read, the mamas are back answering all of your parenting questions.
Serving all of San Diego, this is your Fox 5 News.
All right, Ask the Moms is back. Let's go ahead and meet today's panel of mamas. We have Chelsea Gladden of the blog Breezy Mama. In the middle there, we have Mary Burt Godwin of the Mama Mary Show. And then we have clinical psychologist Dr. Rachel Goldenhar. Good morning, ladies. Good to see you. Good morning. Let's go ahead and get to our first viewer question.
I have a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old who are prone to whining when they feel like something is unfair. What are some strategies to decrease whining?
Oh,
Mama Mary.
Whining
is the worst. It's so awful. I don't care what age you are. It's
horrible, right?
Yeah.
And it goes in phases. Like you think it's the 2s, and then it comes back around 3.5, 4, and it just comes in out. And there's the normal reaction, right? The normal reaction of like, stop whining, which happens sometimes. And that's normal. But I think some of the tips are, pointing out when they are whining and explaining to them, Mom doesn't hear you when you whine. It sounds like another language. I don't understand. So when you can speak the language that I can understand, come back to me. Otherwise, I'm going to be over here. And never give in to the whining. So if they're whining for a toy or whining for something, absolutely never give into it and give it power, because otherwise they're going to know they can work it, right?
Right.
And then also really kind of explain to them tools that they can, a voice that they can use. How about you try saying it this way? Mom, could I please have? And then when they do that, really reward them and point it out every time. Just yesterday I did that with my 4-year-old. I was like, Lexi, that was so awesome. You said that in the right way. Yeah. And I rewarded that behavior. I immediately gave her what she was asking for because I pointed out the positive.
Affirmation.
Affirmation, absolutely, yeah.
Whining is a result of frustration. So when your child is whining, it's actually a red flag that, okay, my child is very frustrated right now. And you usually see it peak around 3 and 4. Because when you have a toddler, they're just going to go into a meltdown, full-blown, tantrum. But at 3 and 4, they can start to hold it together a little more, and you'll start to hear the whining. And the parents want to ask themselves first 4 things. Is my child hungry, tired? Have they had enough time to run around today? And have they had enough quality time with me, like even just a few minutes just to connect? And if you haven't met those basic needs, you're probably going to see some whining. But if those needs have been met, then you can really connect with your child and say, you know what, you can empathize with them and say, I know you're frustrated, I know you want to go to the park, but you know what, I need you to use your strong voice. I need you to find that voice, that strong voice, and show them what it is. And little ones will like to run and find it. You can say, where is your strong voice? Where did it go? Did it go under the couch? Yeah, let's go find it. And they love that.
That's a good idea. I like that. Okay, let's go ahead and get to our next viewer question.
I have kids between the ages of 10 and 6, and they love participating in activities and sports, but our schedules can get a little crazy, and sometimes I wonder how much are too many sports and activities for our kids?
This is something I think a lot of people struggle with, because you want your kids to be involved with stuff, but there is a limit, I think.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because as moms, on one level, we're being told we're overscheduling. On another level, we're being told there's an obesity epidemic. So like, where's that fine line? But the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, recommends kids get 60 minutes of exercise every day. So if you're not feeling that naturally, so for example, if you don't have the kind of street where your kids can go ride bikes and this kind of thing, like my streets are really busy, it's not safe to do that.
Right.
Where are they getting that activity? Are they getting that at school? Sometimes schools are cutting out the PE programs. So they actually do need the exercise, so it's really just depending on you and your child and your schedule and how your child's doing. Are they exhausted? You don't want to overexhaust your child, because that's going to affect them in school. They're going to be too tired. But at the same time, are they at home watching too much TV, on the computer, playing video games? There's just that happy medium there. Yeah. And trying to figure it out.
You have 5 kids, so when your kids get older, like you're going to be going crazy. I think it's also checking in with mom too. Am I running around too much? Am I losing who I am? Like, is it just too much checking in with the kids? Are they okay? Do they want to be doing the exercise? Because sometimes the dad's like, get him into sports, and the mom said, get her into ballet. And they all want different things. And, oh, I think she should be doing piano because the neighbor's kid's doing piano.
Also checking into to see is your child in any pain physically, because some kids are exercising or doing a lot. They want to be doing sports every day, all day. They're just really determined. They're out there shooting baskets, and they're just that kind of kid. So parents do need to step in and see, is there any pain going on? Because sometimes the American Academy of Pediatrics has warned that if too much exercise can be harmful to growing bones and ligaments, and you just have to check in with that. So that's a red flag too. So if it goes to that extreme, just beware.
Really be vigilant about watching your child. And it's probably individual too for each family.
Totally.
Some families really
Absolutely.
thrive on being crazy busy, and others just
It's
don't.
expensive though too. That's
Yeah.
the thing. I mean, it's just a lot of money to
Yeah.
be doing all these things.
Yeah.
So you can't worry about what everyone else is doing and focus on what your family can handle.
But make sure they have downtime too. And they need time to use their imagination and play with their Legos or whatever.
Yeah.
Make sure they have downtime in their weeks too.
Okay, let's go ahead and get to our last viewer question.
I'm a concerned grandparent with a 12-year-old beautiful granddaughter whom I bought a Kindle Fire for about a year ago, and she hasn't really used it. And I'm concerned that she expresses to her mother and sometimes to me that I really don't like reading. How can I get her motivated to want to read?
Motivator.
Motivator, yeah, this is a good question. The trick is to really find the thing that your kid is interested in. It could be anything. It could be Justin Bieber at 12 years old. It could be the hottest, thing around. Find the thing that he or she is most interested in and take the child to the library or the bookstore and have he or she pick out a book that they're interested in.
On that subject.
On that subject. Now, if you're noticing that they're still resistant to reading and they don't want to, find out why that is. Really have some conversation about why is it that you're not wanting to read, and see if you can get to the bottom of it. And if you're noticing even more resistance, you may want to get some testing done and see if there's maybe some reading issues or difficulty processing, and that's very, very common. It's good to catch that early because then you can help get
There's also a
treatment.
phase too, sorry to interrupt. I think that was about the age that I kind of rebelled against reading, and my dad was a big reader and he kind of pushed it on me, but I was discovering boys and phone calls and other things happening at 12. It happens.
Sure, yeah.
I kind of rebelled against it and he was pushing it on me, and then that made me go the other way. I love reading now and I'm an avid reader, so it's just a matter, it could just be a phase with the 12-year-olds, I think too, but like you said, finding the topic that they want to read about and having maybe an aunt or a family friend that might give them that book instead of it being the parent.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because it could be the parent, kind of being annoyed by the parent.
Good stuff. Don't go anywhere. We appreciate you guys so much. You can send the moms a video question. All you have to do is email us a video at fox5morningnews@tribune.com. Raul, it's so funny because my little boy is 14 weeks, but I'm already reading to him because they say you can't start too early.
Nope.
And so I'm trying to get him interested now, so hopefully that will continue.
I was reading to my kid and she was still in the belly.
In the womb.
In the womb.
The
A womb of you.
The womb story.
Play music and read while the baby. Still reading. Now she's reading to me, sort of. Not
Really?
She memorizes the books already because they're kind of basic, and so I'm like, are you reading? And she's just memorized them. It's fun. All right, ladies, thank you.